Hey guys, what's going on? It is Filmington. So the 2020 Topps Update checklist just dropped a couple hours before I started recording this video, about 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And as expected by a lot of us, it is complete trash. So pre-sale prices of the hobby boxes are around 120, 130. Forget exactly where the jumbo boxes were, probably a little bit over 200 bucks. You're going to see some immediate downward pressure on those prices probably a few days after release, 2 to 5 days after release. You'll see those prices come down 20%, maybe more. So if you got locked into a pre-sale price, I feel bad for you. Maybe in the long term, anything's possible, but the checklist is trash. So let's break this down. A lot of us feared that the prospects that debuted at staggered points throughout 2020 wouldn't be included in the checklist. That was my expectation as well. If you go back and look at 2018, 2019, a lot of the rookies that made it into update actually debuted in a regular full season before June 1st. So usually Topps Update gets released a little bit earlier than it did this year. You're looking at about mid-October usually. That still gives Topps about 4.5 months of lead time to be able to include those guys in the product. And this year, with the season starting in mid to late July, fast forward, a little bit over 3 months, so about 3.5 months, release dates later this week. Didn't really give them enough time to include those players, especially since a lot of them didn't get called up at the beginning. For the most part, it was 6 days after the season started, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Ryan Mountcastle, Alec Boehm got called up a little bit later. So yeah, there are prospect cards in the checklist, and I guess one of the cool things about the prospect cards is they do have numbered parallels of those cards. There's also autographs of a lot of those players. So a lot of the guys that are going to end up getting held out for 2021 Series 1, like Joe Adell, Christian Pash, I mentioned Alec Boehm, Mountcastle, Joey Bart, etc. Those guys, for the most part, are featured in the prospect subset. So it's not part of the base checklist, but it's part of a subset of inserts. Again, there's parallels of those guys as well, and there's autographs of a lot of those guys. As somewhat of a Bowman traditionalist, I would be very upset if these prospect cards started to cannibalize Bowman, and I don't think they will. We'll see what those resale values are, but if you're locked in at the current price point and you already, pre-ordered Topps Update, then you're probably cheering for those prospect cards to hold secondary market value. But the base checklist for Topps Update, we're really looking at just a couple guys, and that's Randy Arozarena. He is featured in a Tampa Bay Rays uniform. He was, of course, featured in Series 1 as well, in a Cardinals uniform. Then you have a similar situation with Trent Grisham, who's featured in a Padres uniform in Series 1. He was featured, he had a horizontal card with his old jersey, the Brewers. So those two cards should outsell their Series 1 counterparts. This is going to put pressure on those Series 1 singles as well as probably the complete sets. Now, Luis Robert, who's obviously the focal point, probably still even after a discouraging second half of the shortened season, he's still the focal point of that complete set. He's not going to be featured in 2020 Topps Update. I think most of us felt like he would probably be included as at least a rookie debut, but he didn't even get that. And the nice thing about the rookie debuts is they can hold value, albeit sometimes, for temporary periods, it seems. But Fernando Tatis had a huge run-up in his cards earlier this year, Topps Chrome Update as well. Which, since we're talking about Topps Chrome Update, when that comes out, is not going to really have in its base checklist anything more than what this base checklist of Topps Update has. So that is not good news for Topps Chrome Update. But again, you're going to have those Randy Arozarena, Trent Grisham cards in the new uniforms, and those will be probably preferable over the Topps Chrome counterparts. This is all if the historic trends that we've seen in the past continue. I made a video about that, about the hierarchies of all the different Topps and Topps Chrome cards and Topps Chrome Update cards, and how they kind of fit with regards to secondary market value. So a lot of the times you're going to have players with multiple cards within a flagship product throughout the year. So we saw it with Yoan Moncada. Yoan Moncada had a card with a Red Sox uniform in Series 1 of 2017. He also had the Chicago White Sox uniform in Topps Update of 2017. And the one in the White Sox uniform sells for more. So it seems like people prefer the card that's in Update, as long as he has one that's in Update. Assuming it's not a rookie debut, it's a true rookie card with a rookie card logo. It's not a home run derby. It's not an all-star game, etc. So there is some silver lining. There is some hope. I did, when looking at the checklist, a lot of the times they won't drop the entire checklist at once. There'll be certain parts of it that won't be filled out yet. We see this a lot with the Bowman products. A lot of the times we don't know who the autographs are until we start seeing the breaks after release. The short prints with Update, there is a section for, I believe they call it like base variations or image variations or something, that's right underneath the base checklist. You'll see that from the Cardboard Connection link that I include in the description. That's not filled out yet. So there is probably a very small chance, but a chance that some of the rookie cards from this year might have been somehow squeezed in the form of a short print or a super short print. But I wish I had better news to report, but looks like 2021 Series 1 is going to be the product to go for. That's going to be jam-packed with tons of rookies. Kind of like 2020 or 2019 disappointed a lot of folks with not having Yordan Alvarez in Update. He was held out for Series 1. We're seeing a similar theme here. The difference is with 2019, at least there were 15 to 20 solid rookies. And a lot of those guys have panned out. Some haven't yet, but there's a lot of potential still in 2019 Topps Update. And this is what kind of makes it unfortunate. Because of natural wax inflation and market factors, this product is probably one of the greatest disappointments of a Topps Update checklist ever. I would say it's worse than 2016, which was also a very bad year. I can't remember another year that was as bad, but it's one of the worst checklists ever, and it's going to start out with the highest prices ever with regards to what the sealed configurations will sell for. I don't know what's going to happen with blasters, and if you can find them at your local retailers. I assume at first people will be scooping them up because, oh, it's Topps Update, I heard it's good, I don't know anything about the checklist, and all I do is flip cards. And so we're probably going to see a little bit of that, and we're probably going to see a little bit of that with Topps Chrome Update, which will probably come out in the next 1.5 to 3 weeks. Usually comes out a few weeks after Topps Update. But I guess I am looking forward to, Topps Heritage High Number. A lot of people hated Heritage this year, but at least Heritage High Number is going to have a lot of decent names in it. Well, Topps Heritage had some decent names in it too. So, I don't know. Whatever. I guess I'm looking forward to next year. I'm looking forward to Bowman's Best, maybe Bowman Draft coming out in December. And I was almost absolutely sure that I was going to include Topps Update in the rookie card explosion box. I always like to get my hands on the newest releases, not just because it's the newest and hottest thing on the market, but also because a lot of my subscribers don't buy wax in any other way, so I want them to get a taste of every product. But despite there being the most utility from a product, perceived utility of a product from my subscribers at the launch of that product or close to the launch, I don't know at this point if I'm going to be including this product in volume 23. So I'm able to, I just don't know if I want to. Might just have to wait till the product's dipped. But if you had seen my video I came out with, I think a couple months ago, I had talked about how I wasn't going to pre-order any Topps Update, and how I was willing to risk paying prices that actually went up $10, $20 at release, just because I thought that this nightmare scenario was actually very realistic. And, you know, it's panned out that the checklist is complete trash. So that is it, guys. Hopefully, like you saw, like, comment, subscribe, Filmington out.